What's going on, everybody? So tomorrow, the NFL officially starts. No more preseason, thank the lords. It's literally been waiting for this forever. Everyone's fantasy draft should be done. Whatever. I have some just opinions, I guess. A lot of people ask me, Coda, who should I start here, or should I start this guy or this guy? I'm kind of just gonna make a video and do this every week. Just my personal opinion, who I would start and who I would sit. So a lot of people do this. A lot of podcasts do this. Basically, start 'em, sit 'em. That's what it's called. It's my segment. It's a million other people's segments. If you trust my opinion, cool. This is what it's for. I'm here to help. So I'm gonna start with the quarterbacks, obviously, and then I'll go down to the running backs, receivers, tight ends. I won't do kickers because, and I won't do defenses, but I'll do like two defenses that I think you could probably go pick up. And if you're just a guy that streams defenses or a girl that streams defenses, so yeah, so QBs. First one is Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson is playing the Dolphins, so that's pretty much all that's got to be said. It's not a very good team. They might have lost their best linebacker with Kiko Alonso. Um, Not much to say. He's gonna run all over him. Hopefully he throws all over him. Jameis Winston's next, playing the Niners. Niners have a good D, like a decent defense, but I think in that offense, Jameis Winston is just gonna, with Bruce Arians, it's gonna be disgusting. So look for Jameis. Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz, regardless, is gonna do great. So um, it doesn't matter who he's playing really. I'd start him. He's a must start. And I forgot to also say, like, I'm not gonna say guys like Patrick Mahomes or Saquon Barkley or Christian McCaffrey, Julio Jones. Like, don't ever take those guys out of your lineup. This is more for like second round guys back. Maybe your RB2s, or you don't know, you stream quarterbacks. But yeah, just to explain it in that sense, obviously you drafted those guys. Who your first round guys should probably always start. Next one is Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is unknown. We don't know what he's gonna do or how he's gonna be. He looked good in preseason. He showed flashes. But Kyler Murray versus the Lions, I think, is a really good matchup. Their defensive line is really nice. They have Darius Slay. But other than that, I don't know. Matt Patricia is a defensive mind, obviously, coming from the Patriots, but I I think taking a chance on Kyler is gonna pay off. I think he gets a good, just even off running. I think he gets anywhere from like 18 to 22 fantasy points. So, um, my waiver wire streamer is like a flip flop. If this guy is usually in waiver wires, nobody really picks him up unless you're a Lions fan. Is Matthew Stafford. So obviously he plays the Cardinals. Their defense looks bad. Their number one corner is a rookie, Byron Murphy. So um, they have a decent pass rush, but I don't know. I think Matthew Stafford's a good streamer quarterback. If you're one of those guys that doesn't draft quarterbacks and you just stream them every week playing matchups, this is a good matchup for Matthew Stafford. So a healthy Matthew Stafford. So those are the guys I think you should start. My sit-em guys. Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan's O-line is awful. It is disgusting. From what I've seen in the preseason, it looks terrible. I'm pretty sure they have two injuries on that line, and they're playing the Vikings. So Neil Hunter, Everson Griffin, Anthony Barr, Harrison Smith, all those guys. I forget Michael, or not Michael Kendricks, Eric Kendricks. There's more guys, but like that defense is gonna eat them up if that offensive line is as bad as it looked in the preseason. Matt Ryan's still gonna, I'd say, I feel like max Matt Ryan gets 15. So if you like a quarterback that's getting you 15, I honestly think Matt Stafford is going to do better than that. So don't start Matt Ryan. Cam Newton. Cam Newton's coming off an injury. I don't even know if he's going to be 100%. But he's playing the Rams. So I'm not trying to take a chance on that. It's top 3 defense in the league. But, I mean, Cam is, like, his shoulder from last year is all healed up, so I think he's going to play better this year, but I think I would just sit on him and not start him this first week. Kind of see how serious that injury is, how it's affecting him. The next one is Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a top 5 quarterback, and I don't like him against the Bears. I really don't. Um, I'm not saying he's going to do bad. He could totally get 25 points and they can whoop the Bears, but the chances of that is I'm not willing to take. Not like I have Aaron Rodgers in any of my leagues because he goes so high, but if I were somebody, I'd be thinking like, ooh, do I sit Aaron Rodgers? Because the Bears defense is probably the best defense in the league. So, um, and then the next one is Jimmy Garoppolo. If you drafted Jimmy Garoppolo, you need to sit on him. He's a stash draft pick because Jimmy Garoppolo looked awful in the preseason. He looks awful in practice. I've talked about him before. Like, I had high hopes for Jimmy, but he's not looking too good. So I would sit and wait. Running backs, Kerryon Johnson versus the Cardinals. Their run game sucks, or their run defense, I mean, is awful. So, um, I wouldn't. I would start Kerryon in a heartbeat. He's a second or third round draft pick, so that's an easy start. Chris Carson versus the Bengals. Bengals defense, Bengals in general, terrible. Chris Carson is a must start all year. I'll have him in a lot of these. I think he's gonna be a top 5 running back. If he can actually get 50 receptions like they say they're gonna try to get him, then he's gonna be a top 5 running back, especially in PPR. And this is mostly for PPR. So, Leonard Fournette versus the Chiefs. I know the Chiefs' defense got a little bit better, but I think Fournette's ready, man. Like, he's ready to go, and he's healthy, so that's always nice. And you might as well play him if you have him for now because he might be injured here soon. So I had Tevin Coleman until I realized he's not even the starting running back. So I wouldn't start Matt Breida or Tevin Coleman, to be honest. My waiver wire ad is Jalen Richard, actually, and only if you're in a PPR league. They're playing the Broncos. He had his second best game last year against the Broncos, like 15.6 points. I actually had him. I was streaming him. And he was the running back 29 in PPR leagues. He had a lot of games where anywhere from 10 to 16, 17. So at least like 8 games, 9 games. So I think he does good against the Broncos because that defense is so good. And it's Josh Jacobs' first game. I think they're going to have to... It's going to be a duel. So my sit-ems. Aaron Jones versus the Bears. Kind of like Rodgers, except for Aaron Jones. I don't know. I love Aaron Jones, but versus that Bears front 7 or just that whole defense, nah, I'm good. Josh Jacobs versus the Broncos. Reasons why I have Jalen Richard. I think Josh Jacobs, as his first game, this is a tough one. So I would kind of sit on Josh, see actually how good he is, because all you know is what you hear and what you've seen minimal in preseason. So I would wait. I would maybe start Jalen Richard over Josh Jacobs if that's one of your running backs. So Joe Mixon versus the Seahawks. Seahawks obviously improved with Jadeveon. Joe Mixon's offensive line is possibly one of the worst. It's even worse than the Falcons' offensive line. So I think Joe Mixon's going to have a good year, but he's not going to have a year like last year, especially with no A.J. Green or anything. So if A.J. Green doesn't return within a couple weeks. Derrick Henry. First of all, never start Derrick Henry. Never draft Derrick Henry. And he might be on here a whole lot. But versus the Browns, don't like it. And with Derrick Henry, I'm waiting and seeing. He has 3 consistently good games. Then maybe I take everything back. But it's just not going to happen. Kenyon Drake versus the Ravens? No. Kenyon Drake is probably splitting with Kalen Ballage. He'll be hard to start regardless unless something happens to Ballage or they just have a really good matchup. Then maybe you start him. But for now, I don't like it. Wide receivers. Kenny Golladay versus the Cardinals. Cardinals are going to be on here a lot. And they are on here a lot. Their defense is bad. And if Kenny Golladay is going against a rookie corner, I will take that all day. So Chris Godwin versus the Niners. He's getting guarded by some guy named Akella Witherspoon. Who is that? No. I'll take Chris Godwin all day, and he is a 4th to 5th round receiver that you can draft, so if you have him, start him. Jarvis Landry. So he's playing the Titans. I don't know if their second corner is Adoree or Malcolm Butler, but if it is Malcolm Butler is not that great. Like, he's all right, but I feel like Jarvis is kind of like getting crapped on because Odell's there, but Jarvis is still going to have a good season, honestly. And I think he's a must start versus the Titans. Amari Cooper versus the Giants. It's the Giants. With Zeke back, I think that only helps Amari. Plus, Zeke's only going to be getting 20 to 25 snaps. Maybe they'll pass more. Who knows? Cooper Kupp versus the Panthers. Cooper Kupp is coming off a torn ACL. But I think he's still going to be an animal. He was an animal last year, and they say he looks better than he did last year. So I'm pretty sure he had 6 touchdowns in 8 weeks. And he's on pace for like 1,300 yards. So he's their third receiver, and he's Jared Goff's favorite receiver. D.D. Westbrook versus the Chiefs. D.D. Westbrook is going to have a career year with Nick Foles, and against the Chiefs, yeah. I don't know who it is, Kyle Fuller or Kenneth Fuller. This always gets me. One of them is guarding him. Good corner, right? I still think D.D. Westbrook's going to do good. My waiver wire ad, and he is literally on waivers, a lot of waivers, is Adam Humphries. He's playing with the Titans, obviously. I don't know why he went there. He could have went somewhere so much better. But he's playing versus the Browns. He is their, like, he looks like Mariota's number 1 receiver, and I've been saying that. So I think he's going to get over, let's say, 12 points, which is good for a flex. I'll take that from a flex. But if you're looking for a flex start, I think Adam Humphries is a good scoop. My sit-ems, sorry. These are my sit-ems. DJ Moore versus the Rams, I don't like it. Mostly because I don't know Cam Newton's health, and the Rams have pretty good corners, so I'd rather start Curtis Samuel if you had to. Dante Pettis versus the Buccaneers. I don't have Dante Pettis on any of my teams. Don't really like Dante Pettis, but he isn't the number 1 receiver, and he's drafted kind of like that, so I kind of sit and wait on Dante Pettis, maybe stash him, see how he plays for a little bit. Josh Gordon versus Steelers. Getting a lot of hype because he's Josh Gordon and he always gets hype. But I don't know how involved he's going to be. I mean, he came into camp late, came in and played 1 preseason game. I would just, another guy I would just wait on. Tyler Boyd versus Seahawks. This is mostly because Andy Dalton has the worst line and he's not even a good quarterback. So versus a defense like this, I'm not willing to start Tyler Boyd. He's the number 1 receiver going against Griffin, so Griffin's pretty solid. I don't like the matchup. Christian Kirk versus the Lions. Christian Kirk is going against Darius Slay, and if he is actually the number 1 receiver, which I think he is, I don't like that. I'm not a big fan of it, and the offense is, like, we don't know what is happening there. So if you're willing to take a chance and you're a super Cardinals fan and you think they're going to be amazing, and that offense is just going to erupt, then start Christian Kirk. But for me, I would sit and wait. I don't know how good it's going to be. So, and I'm not willing to bet it on week 1 fantasy where that kind of means a lot to me. I like starting off 1-0. So, those are my receivers, sits, starts, and waiver ads. Titans. Start Mark Andrews versus the Dolphins. Mark Andrews is going to be a beast this year. I know I'm a Ravens fan. I watch a lot of Ravens. He's like Lamar's favorite target. So I would start Mark Andrews. O.J. Howard versus Seahawks. Start O.J. Howard every week. He's a great tight end if he could stay healthy. So Vance McDonald versus the Patriots. He might get a lot of targets, especially versus the Patriots. So I like Vance McDonald every week until he gets hurt or he just starts sucking. So sit-ems. Austin Hooper versus the Vikings. I don't like Austin Hooper that much at all. and I don't like him against the Vikings. If he's going against someone like Harrison Smith or who's our other safety? Blake would know. Sorry, Blake. Ant Harris. I don't like it. So I would not start Austin Hooper. Go pick up somebody like whoever's in waiver wire, which I will get to. Greg Olsen versus the Rams. Another guy. I don't like the defensive matchup, and I don't like that Cam is a little banged up. So, and we just don't know with Greg. He could halfway through the game have another foot injury. So, my waiver wire tight end. A lot of people forget about this guy, Will Dissly. Will Dissly for the Seahawks is kind of nice. He got hurt last year, ended the season, but he's on the waiver wire. So if you're a guy that streams tight ends, there's a lot of people that do it. I do it too, but I'm looking at Will Dissly and liking that matchup. So lastly, let's just look at this picture right here. Greg Olsen, right? Terrible hairline. Blake, my best friend Blake. They look similar. Blake takes that hat off. Same fucking hairline. Same hairline. I swear. They're identical twins. I feel like Greg Olsen might be Blake's dad. I don't know. Just saying. But anyways, I had to add that when I saw that picture. It just reminded me of Blake. So, and how I always say he looks like Greg Olsen. But those are my stardom synonyms. I really hope they help. I really hope I'm right. I usually am decent at this. I do play a lot of matchups. Mostly when I look at my rosters, I look at the matchups they have, obviously. So if you guys do use this, good luck. I hope it works out. And thanks for watching the video. And hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And peace.